this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell to be notified of new videos. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Retro Ball. I'm back with my buddy C. Los.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
C. Los, check it out!
I know.
Check it out. We're gonna go over the Neo Geo system. This is a system I've been wanting for a very long time. I know so has C. Los. I do realize, as most of you are probably wondering, why would you buy the Neo Geo, knowing the cost associated with this system? I just thought it was about time. I had an opportunity, I took it, and here we are, ready to talk about it.
And I got this huge smile on my face, guys.
Yeah, I was very excited to get this, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. We're gonna give you a little brief history on the Neo Geo in case you don't know about it, and then we'll go from there and I guess give you our thoughts.
Exactly.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's dive in.
Man. So, hey, Billy, man, for not only us, but for our subscribers, what else do you have to add for the Neo Geo that you're aware of?
Okay, well,
Tell us more about it.
we'll go ahead and run through a brief history. Nothing too crazy, guys. We're not gonna get too involved, but
Exactly.
I figured you should at least know about the Neo Geo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Neo Geo is from a company called SNK. SNK stands for Shin Nihon Kikaku. I'm probably butchering it, but you'll see it on screen, so, you know, just in case I said it wrong, I apologize. So the Neo Geo, when it came out, started off as a rental console. It was only for corporations like hotels and so forth like that. It was a rental system. It was debuted in April 26, 1990. Once the customer response was shown that people were willing to buy this system at the high cost that it was, they expanded to the home console market in 1991. They eventually discontinued the system in 1997. So that's like a 7-year run that kind of falls around, you know, almost what each generation kind of goes through. The system was originally $649.99, which is a really high cost. By today's standards, it's about $1,400,
Gosh.
which is pretty expensive. So not a lot of people were able to get this. It was a niche market for obviously those with the available funds for that. The games retail for about $199.99 to, you know, more, about $200 to $250 usually. But the thing is that it was like having a home arcade. As you can see on the box, this is the AES system. This is the Advanced Entertainment System, the home console version basically of the arcade. The arcade version was the MVS system, which was the multi-video system. To save on cabinet costs, you had a cabinet, which interchangeable cartridges, anywhere from, like, you know, 4 to 5 games you'd have in a system, and it'd be in that one cabinet. So you had 5 games to choose from, or say 4 games to choose from. And those cartridges obviously don't look like the ones you get with the home console version. The cool thing is, though, you can buy a converter.
Okay.
The converter will fit right onto the system. You insert the game into the converter into the system, and you can play MVS games. So that's another option, especially with how hard to find some of these games are. Now, with the AES system, the debut was the Gold Pack. The Gold Pack had 2 controllers, the system itself, and it came with a game. And I think there was variations of what game it came with. And that, like I said, retailed for $649.99. Later they did a silver edition. The silver edition was $399.99. That is this version here, which is the system, 1 controller, no game. So a few of your type titles: Fatal Fury,
Double Dragon, King of the Monsters,
Samurai Showdown,
yeah, World Heroes, and one of my favorites, Art of Fighting.
and Metal Slug.
Yes.
Everybody knows Metal Slug.
Of course.
So back in the 90s, when, you know, this did debut, I had only seen the MVS version. You know, the arcade cabinet with multiple games. It had Fatal Fury, World Heroes, Metal Slug. I think it also had Samurai Showdown. Those were like the 4 games I remember playing. So at my job, during lunch, go to that area where the arcade machines were, and I would be able to play, those games. You remember those as well.
I do. I remember us playing with, against each other in Samurai Showdown.
I love.
And
Samurai
also Art of
Showdown.
Fighting. I would always pick Ryo, RYO character.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but like I do have a lot of great memories with the Neo Geo.
Yeah. So around that time, when this system debuted, we were kind of at the end of the NES, Sega Master System era, going into Super Nintendo, and you could get some of those experiences, right, on Sega or Super Nintendo with Final Fight, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2. You had a lot of those arcade ports coming home, but they were not of this quality, unfortunately. And I'm starting to realize that the more I'm actually playing with this console, it can do so much that you couldn't get at home. Envisioning if I was a child playing this, I mean, animations, everything like that. Now, you could argue that they did bring World Heroes, Fatal Fury to other consoles, but if you look at the differences between the two, I mean, it's
no comparison.
No comparison. This system can really do a lot. Some other popular titles. There's Magician Lord, Baseball Stars,
King of the Fighters,
and there was also Nam 1975. The list kind of stays within fighting games, shooters, and side scrollers, or even beat 'em ups. If you're looking for like video games that have like a big backstory and all that kind of stuff, this is not that kind of console. This is straight what you would go to the arcades to play. Right?
Just fun.
Yeah, just fun. Put in your coins, have some fun, and then put it away.
Enjoying playing a couple of quarters, and you enjoy your gameplay.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about, guys. So Billy, as you know that the Neo Geo is one of the first home game consoles that were featured with a removable memory card from your saved games. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I did find that out, and the cool part is that you could take it from your home console and to the arcade.
Yes.
And vice versa, which that hadn't been done yet.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not know that.
So
wow. Can we repeat that again for our subscribers?
Yeah, so if you had a memory card, you could go to the arcade, play your game, whatever you saved as far as points and so forth. You could go home and put the same memory card into your system, and it would load up the same stuff.
What a great time to be a kid back then, huh?
Yeah, if you could afford it.
I couldn't afford it at that time, guys.
Me neither.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't know a whole lot of people.
That wasn't me.
I knew a few people in high school that had this system, and the only reason was because they were pretty well off.
Yeah, and I learned about the system when I was in middle school. Well, one of my best friends was telling me about it. Hey, can you buy one so we could switch games, swap games? And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really expensive, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to see these. They would show this in magazines. You know, and they had some crazy ads a lot of times, and they would always show the price, and I was like, "There's no way."
So another great feature with the Neo Geo guys is that the Neo Geo is a ROM cartridge-based arcade system board, and also considered as fourth generation home video game console. So from the video game from Atari, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, with the 8-bit system.
Right.
16-bit.
And this is considered
24-bit, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, right before the 32-bit hit, which was the Saturn and 32X, stuff like that.
So even though I didn't have a chance to grab this as a kid, or even now, it did sell over 1.18 million units that were sold.
That's quite a bit for the price.
That's pretty good. Yeah. And so back then, I did subscribe to Game Pros, which is a wonderful magazine that I was always reading about video games. And they consider this one of the thumbs up consoles for that generation at that time in the 90s.
Yeah, I can see why.
Once it was discontinued back in 1997, years later in 2007, Nintendo had actually re-released the Neo Geo games that they actually appeared on a Wii Virtual Console.
The games themselves, most people know them, whether they've played this home console version or not. You've known them from the arcades. So,
of course, Nintendo, they announced the Neo Geo that would appear on the Wii console, and so did the Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. I was excited because I would use their Pro Controller. In 2009, the Neo Geo was ranked 19th out of the 25th best all-time consoles. I think it should be higher, honestly, but who knows? And also, they did come out with the Neo Geo Mini. There was also re-release for the Neo Geo X back in 2012. Do you remember that?
Yes, the little handheld one, but it had the body of the system.
Yes.
That you actually plugged it in and it kind of gave you that feel.
Yeah. And I really thoroughly enjoyed that system, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah, so they said the sales were kind of low for it, so they kind of discontinued it and told stores to pull out the inventory at the end of 2013, which to me is kind of funny because now when you do look up the Neo Geo X, it's more expensive than what we purchased it
Yeah.
for. So that one's still a cool system. It's handheld. You can take it on the go. We'll probably do that one over another retro wall.
Cool.
Yeah, guys. So as you can see, we did put the system on the table so you can see the size. It's very lightweight, which I was surprised with for how powerful it is. The controller here is like your arcade type controller. It's a little big on that side. It's supposed to feel like the arcade feel. I did put some games up here that I have purchased. This is a Japanese title, the rest are American. This is King of Fighters 95. We have Metal Slug here. Unfortunately, guys, this is not the actual copy. I actually looked into it and the copy is about 16 grand. And I just don't have that. But this is an MVS convert. You can actually find a lot of these from some reputable places. I've already played the crap out of this game and it works perfectly. It's in a nice box. The clamshell case, the artwork, it's perfect for what I need it for. I'm able to play this at home on my Neo Geo console without any issues. I also bought Samurai Showdown, one of my favorites, like I said, from back when we were younger, and Fatal Fury 2. The game prices vary, Silos, I've noticed. I think everything runs from maybe a little bit below 200.
Okay, that's fair.
On up, though.
Oh,
That's the thing. So a little bit low.
sorry guys.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. I got excited right here.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, it's very expensive. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers just to kind of, see, people with common interest, obviously, right, with gaming. Their journey through Neo Geo. Some people are actually taking them through a journey of how they're getting their Neo Geo. A lot of it's trading.
Yeah.
Because it is expensive. Some people are doing it various ways, like selling items to, buy other items. The games are not cheap by any means. Now, the one thing I thought that was cool, though, is that MVS convert. They'll convert it into a game like this, and I'll even show you guys. It's a pretty good copy for me. Like I said, it's not the original. It has the clamshell case, as you can see here, right? Nice artwork. Yeah, the cartridge works just fine. I have no issues with it. It works perfect for me.
Billy,
No problems.
I am very impressed with what they did. And maybe we could show the subscribers how the original will look like. That's the original, guys.
So this one here has the soft clamshell case. You see that one had the locking. This one does not. It's the soft case.
Okay.
Opens like this. There is the cartridge there, and it always usually has a manual.
It's heavy, man.
The cool part with Neocropolis is that they do use actual Neo Geo parts to make these games. They're still a little pricey, but at least they're not, like I said, $16,000.
Well, even though if you had that kind of money, I don't think you would ever pay for that kind of.
No, I don't think.
Neither would I, guys. Neither would I.
I just recently saw a new game, and I'm sorry, like I said, I'm still new into the world of Neo Geo. But as far as collecting, but there is a game that apparently like a holy grail, and this one website, and I'll share it below, where you can actually get these games verified and so forth. It was $299,000. I don't know who has the money to buy something like that, but that is ridiculous. And the only reason is because it was a limited amount that actually went out. The warehouse that was housing these games burnt, and only maybe double-digit numbers of this game were ever released.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very expensive. There's alternatives. There is, I told you, you can get the MVS versions of these games as well. A lot of those are a lot cheaper than your versions at home. The US release games are very expensive. You can get a Japanese variant for a lot less. So like, let's say this game here, it runs about 180 to 200.
Okay, that's not bad.
Right? And this is Japanese. Now this game here in American is about $2,500. Just to show you a price difference there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, if you went and got the MVS version, which is just the cartridge, no artwork, no nothing, it just says the label of the game itself, you could probably get it for, I've seen some games going for anywhere from like $50 to $200-300, and there is a couple that are more expensive than that. But the cool part with that too is I've already looked, like say if I did want to buy an MVS version, because that's the cheapest, because I still want the game, you can get cases made for those. So you can still have like a nice piece on the shelf, you know, if you're one of those collectors like that. Like me, I'd like to see it on the shelf. I can buy an outer box that fits it, and it always comes with the artwork that usually goes on the arcade.
Yes.
You know, so it comes with that, and you can have a box, you can put it on your shelf, and you can still play it with that converter. So there's options there to be able to play this. Now the other thing, Silos, this version that I bought is a Unibios 4. So it does play as European, Japanese, and American. I know there's more to the Unibios, I just haven't had time to check it, but I know there's different things you can also do with that upgrade into the system. So there's places that'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Or you can buy one that's already converted, and that's what I did here.
So Billy, you know, throughout the years, I did buy what they called a Pandora's box. That there's like the big 2 joystick
Oh, I did see that.
that
yes.
has like a USB that includes all of the Neo Geo games that were very affordable on eBay that I bought years ago. That's the only way I could play it. But you know what? Looking at this up front, up close, I'm inspired to buy one for my retro world, and I appreciate you showing me this.
The thing with this too, guys, and for you too, Silos, like Silos knows me and him. We have lots of ways to play this stuff already. The Neo Geo X. We have some emulated systems that can play this stuff. You know, I have other ways to play these games. It's just I always like to have the original.
Yeah.
There's nothing beats the original.
No.
Even like, let's say the NES Classic feels like the NES games, but it's not. Does that make sense?
Short cord.
Yeah, and then the, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't have the same appeal to me as, hey, let me open up my NES, put the cartridge in, you know, blow into it, put it in, and play it. You know, like it's just that feeling that you can get from playing these games the old school way. To me, is what sold me on wanting this system. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure some of you are like, why?
No.
Because even when I was thinking about it before I pulled the trigger, even I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to? But since I was a kid, like I said, this is one system that I wanted. I only buy consoles that I actually want. I don't have some consoles because I don't care really to play them. The appeal's not there for me, but some collectors will buy those kind of consoles, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Maybe you want to buy a 3DO. Maybe you want to buy a Atari Jaguar. I've thought about it before in the past as well. Like, there are some systems, but this is that one that was expensive that I wanted compared to those other systems, because those get pretty expensive too. Panasonic 3DO, your Atari Jaguar with a CD attachment, I mean, it gets very, very pricey. But out of all of these, this was the one I pulled the trigger on.
And it's worth it.
Yeah, and
It's worth it, guys.
I'm gonna be honest with you, love it. Like, I really enjoy it. There's only one downfall for at least this game.
What is
So being that it's an arcade, you would think, yeah, unlimited continues, right? Because, you know, if you're at the arcade, you can pop in just quarters and keep going. No, man, this thing, 5 continues. But I'll be honest with you, I had a blast. I might not have beaten the game, but I had a blast. And the only thing I could think of was like, man, I need another one of these controllers, and I need to have me and Silos play this game, or me and my brother, right? Because it's a run and gun like Contra, and really play it till we can beat it. But dude, this game, like, so we're staying on subject, we're not getting off subject. So at home, we had Contra and Super Contra and Contra 3. Beautiful games to play on those systems too, right? The graphics were great, we had no issues with those. But this game, dude, the animations, the effects and everything on this game blows those out of the water, I'll be honest with you.
You could do so much more.
And then Samurai Showdown, for instance, like the way the camera just kind of zooms in or zooms out.
Yeah.
The other consoles couldn't do that. Fatal Fury, you can jump to the background and jump to the foreground. It's freaking cool, man. Like the stuff that you were able to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I've enjoyed it, dude. I don't think it's a bad purchase. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I'm sure there's some other Neo Geo enthusiasts out there.
Yeah.
Besides Silos and myself. But I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. Just really decide what you want when you pull the trigger. I wanted one in box, mainly for the channel. You know, for us to be able to show you guys the box and the, you know, it's kind of better for presentation. I made sure I had some games already purchased. They're not cheap, like I said, but I wanted to make sure we had some for the display too, so you guys can see them. This is a great console.
I wish they would have upgraded Neo Geo 2, Neo Geo 3. I just wish it would have lived up towards what a
Like
great
the other
system it
systems.
was, like, you know, the PlayStation and the
PS1, PS2, PS3, so forth. With Neo Geo, the only thing they could do to try to keep with the market and pricing was Neo Geo CD. So CD brought the cost down of these games as far as purchasing them. They could try to basically go after the other giants that were there. Sega had the Saturn, you know, PlayStation was coming out. So they went to a CD-based system. The only problem with that is that the load times were terrible.
That was during a time like Sega CD had a terrible load time too.
Neo Geo CD I do not have. I did hear that there's ways to modify it that can help with the load times, which if I do get a CD, I'll probably look into that. But Neo Geo CD I do not have yet. Might be one I might get, I don't know. What do you think, Silos?
I want to play it. I want to play it, guys. You think Billy will allow me to play it?
Of course.
While I am very satisfied of seeing it up close and personal, I know I had a couple of times in my life that I had a chance to buy it, but the cards wasn't there yet for me to get it. But I think one day, guys, I'm gonna buy it.
Silos has a good story from when we went to Classic Gaming Fest.
So, guys, I was so close. I got excited. When I get excited, I get jittery, I get nervous, I get like excited, you know, like my heart starts racing. And you know, we went to a convention and we happened to see a table full of video game systems, and what I see is this kind of similar box. I told the owner how much you want for it, and it was a great deal, and it wasn't what you might have paid for it, which I don't know how much you paid.
We don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to talk about it, but I'm sure it's an arm and a leg. But
It's a couple of years.
so I told him, can you just turn it on for me? I just want to make sure that it works. And just my luck, guys, it didn't turn on, and I got heartbroken because that's the closest that I wanted to take home with me. But like, he's like, sorry, I can't sell it to you. And so that crushed me. And throughout the day, I was just thinking about the system. And even though I purchased other systems at the time, it wasn't what I wanted. So yeah, I could go online. Yeah, I could buy it. Yeah, maybe I could go to this mom and pop shop across the street. Maybe they may have it. But if I happen to find it, you know, the right price, because at that time when I was going to buy it, it was reasonable. It was $400. They was going to sell it to me for it.
The cheapest I've seen one in decent condition was about $600. A better version, like $800. And you're still looking at one that's not even with the box. Then you also have some that are modified.
So throughout my life, guys, with the Neo Geo, my story was the Antique Mall. They had a Neo Geo, not with the box, but they wanted $900 for it. And I was probably like 24, 25 years old. And then recently, like a couple of years ago, we went to the convention, another chance to buy this. So that's my life story with the Neo Geo, that I could never be so close to buying it.
Japanese systems are more common than your North American AES. This one here is Japanese, but like I said, I've had it. It was already modified with the UniBIOS, so it plays anything. American, Japanese. I mean, it looks the same on the outside anyway. Numbers matching on the box. That was another thing that I thought was pretty cool. I hope this video interests you guys. I'm sure there's some Neo Geo enthusiasts out there. I'm telling you, I love it. I'm sure there's some of you out there that might want one. If not, at least I hope you enjoyed at least seeing this one. Let us know in the comments below. What are at least some of your favorite SNK games?
What's your favorite, Billy?
I still love Metal Slug. Metal Slug's one of my favorites, and Fatal Fury. Those are like my two big ones. Oh, and Samurai Showdown. I guess those would be like my top three.
So guys, even though I don't have the system, I do enjoy playing it with the Pandora box, the Neo Geo Mini, or the Wii Virtual Console, or the X.
The Neo Geo X. Yeah.
So don't feel sorry for me, because one day I'll get it, but I have other ways to play it.
Yeah, don't think I spent $3,000 either. Because that was just giving you an idea of some that I've seen. I think I got a pretty good deal. It was basically this system and that King of Fighters. So in the future, guys, with our love of Neo Geo, we'll probably start putting 5-minute flashbacks on some of these games. So expect to see the Neo Geo in the future on that as well.
And even though I don't have the system, I'll buy some games for us to share here at the channel.
And he'll give them to me for free.
I will.
I'm kidding. That's expensive.
But it's worth it for the channel and for you guys to experience what we love, which is gaming.
Alright guys, so let us know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Are you a Neo Geo enthusiast? What's your favorite Neo Geo game? Alright, for those of you looking for collectible items, video games, action figures, pretty much everything in between, go ahead and check out InfinityNerdStore.com. That's our new website that we've launched. Tons of collectibles from the past 30 years. I'm pretty sure you'll find something you like. Alright guys, so make sure to check us out on the next one, and we'll see you later. Take care.